At the moment in KL, there's drought issues in a tropical country such as ours. That's really quite unbelievable. And peak oil issues, you know, fuel prices going up, food prices going up, and the list is going on. The spiral is getting bigger, I suppose, you know, deeper. And I found it to be one of the ways to counterbalance that. Instead of going forward and, you know, encouraging development, so to speak, in your conventional economic sense, I found that it was useful and worthwhile to step back and actually go back to the roots and learn these other techniques to sustain. 8 Shoots and Roots is a social enterprise that we started over 2 years ago, and we started it because we wanted to teach people how to grow their own food. So Savina, who is my co-founder, and I wanted to show people in the city that you can grow food in small spaces and to demonstrate what we're talking about, because it could seem like quite an absurd idea to grow food in the city. 8 Shoots and Roots began with a very small capital of 2,000 ringgit and a bunch of furniture, and from that we've managed to build the garden up quite a bit. Almost completely from second-hand or waste materials such as glass bottles for garden edges, tires to support our rainwater harvesting system, and clay lovingly dug up from the garden for our outdoor pizza oven. We run courses and workshops to teach people how to grow their own food, and it has evolved now to also providing kits to make it easy for urbanites to start growing. So our roles are quite different. My partner Beatrice, she's in charge of growing a lot of things, starting the seeds, whereas I'm in charge of pruning, maintaining the site. Because I guess I'm more of a graphic designer, so I need things to be in order and organized, whereas she comes from a strategy background, so she likes to plan things out and start things, so we complement each other in that way. Our garden space is about 2,000 square feet, and we fill it up with many varieties of edible plants. And the biggest investment we have to put in is actually our time. So when we garden on weekends, we invite volunteers to come and help out, to get in touch with a bit of nature, and in return they learn a thing or two about growing and hopefully go back and start their own gardens. Essentially, having the garden is kind of like having a pet. You have to love it, you have to groom it, you also have to feed it, water it, and over time it's going to give you your rewards. I think people don't really know what grows in Malaysia because it's so disconnected. So actually there's so many things that you can grow really fast. If you look behind me, actually there's tons of things that we just left alone and they grew. It's just that local veggies like this, they've lost their trendiness. I think it's really important for 8 Shoots and Roots to bring back the old traditional foods, to bring it back into trend. One of the milestones would be being able to grow our own food and eat it. And the harvesting bit of that is pretty exciting because it's quite different from going to the supermarket and just picking vegetables off the shelf, because you've got to wait, you've got to be patient, you've got to work hard at it. So that's one of the milestones, I guess, having learned all these skills and accumulated the knowledge. And that's something that you can't really learn from books, and it's just something that you really have to experience with your hands. It's really great that our work has been getting recognised. We've been awarded the Entrepreneurs for Good Award by British Council and Arthur Guinness. We'd also been invited by MARDI, the Malaysian Agricultural Research and Development Institute, to do a presentation on our work so far. So that's really exciting, being recognised by several local communities and local councils on our very bottom-up grassroots project. What we really want to achieve is to plant the seeds of thought into the communities around us and hope that they will plant more seeds of thought in their own communities. We want people to have a higher level of consciousness about their food, where it's not just about your stomach growling, but it's also about understanding the nutrition, the chemicals that were sprayed into producing perfect specimens, and understanding the distance that is travelled to actually arrive on your plate. And my gratitude and appreciation has certainly grown. And it's our big hope that others will also feel the same way about their food.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Okay lah, jangan sorry lah.